won in Kelowna was spectacular. He'll be in the running for the podium while two of the favorites dance their way to the lead. One favorite faltered. Oh, and she hurt herself, opening the door for the future. World-class numbers for Rika Kahira. MTM came out flying and are hot on the heels of the young Russians, while the Ice Prince was simply magic. 109.60. The rock star does it again. A day to crown champions is ahead at Skate Canada International.
This is Prospera Place, the arena in downtown Kelowna, as we're in the beautiful Okanagan region of South Central BC, as we continue live coverage of Skate Canada International. And we bring you inside. By the way, this building is also home to the Kelowna Rockets of the Western Hockey League. And on this Saturday morning, it is just after 11 a.m. local time. Good morning from Kelowna. I'm Brian Williams. Welcome back to TSN and CTV's coverage of Skate Canada International. A big day of skating, the biggest yet here. We're on the air in this session for the next 4 hours. We'll have the free programs for the dance and the women. In the dance, the Canadians, Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier, are standing second behind the Americans Hubbell and Donohue. In the women's competition, it's Rika Kahira from Japan, the leader. The top Canadian, Gabby Daleman from Southern Ontario, is standing fifth. Now, tonight, which is, actually afternoon, it'll be 5 o'clock this afternoon here in BC, 8 Eastern. What a show, 3.5 hours. We will have the free programs for the pairs and the men. In the pairs competition, Kirsten Moore-Towers and Michael Marinero, she from St. Catharines, Ontario, he's from Sarnia, Ontario, are standing second. In the men's division, after the short program, the top Canadian is Nam Nguyen from Vancouver. But I'll tell you, the story in the men's competition is the great Japanese star Yuzuru Hanyu. As we join Rod Black and Tracy Wilson, Rod, everyone in the hotel and the building here still buzzing about those great Japanese fans. They are here, folks, by the plane loads, and their reaction last night, some were actually crying when Hanyu skated.
Oh, he's incredible, Brian. Yuzu Palooza, Winnie the Pooh Palooza, maybe. They're still picking up all those Winnie the Pooh bears today. Bags of them, and local hospitals. A lot of kids will be getting Winnie the Pooh bears today, thanks to Yuzu Hanyu. This has felt like a mini Olympics.
Well, it's incredible. There's been such a buzz, and I think it's because the stakes are high. I mean, some of the world's very best skaters are here. They're being pushed by each other, by some of the young kids coming up, and there's a sense that if you want to be successful, you better not put a foot wrong, and when that happens, it's just the stakes get higher.
Second event in the Grand Prix season. The season has really only just begun, and it began yesterday for Gabby Daleman and the Canadian contingent here with the women's short program as they get ready for the free skate later today. Gabby is back.
Well, she is working her way back into competition form. A nice job here in the short program. She has been plagued over the past year and a half with illnesses, injuries, nice triple combination. The first we've seen from her in many months in competition.
Great to see the smile back. Great to see Gabby Daleman back. We'll watch her on the path towards the national championships in Mississauga in January, trying to reclaim her throne. And in her way today is a tiny teenager from Russia, one of the many teenagers.
Little Sasha Trusova, who holds the top free skate score this season by virtue of numerous quads. So a very impressive technical content that she's going to use to try to catch the leaders.
The leaders, including that triple axel from Young Yu of Korea, who's second.
Only 15 years of age, and she's been on the world scene as a junior for many years. She's now found her triple axel. It's become her new best friend, and she is using it.
Speaking of triple axels, there was one last night. The Japanese flags were out again for Rika Kahira, who stole the show.
And she was able to steal the show, not just by the technical content, but her artistry, beautiful musicality, buoyed by many Japanese fans in the audience, and her performance a showstopper.
Rika Kahira with a lead over Hanyu, Sasha Trusova. Again, look at the teenagers. We're going to be talking about something we never thought we'd talk about years ago. Quadruple jumps in the women's program. We'll see some today. And Gabby Daleman has a chance for the podium. Coming up is the free dance. Let's go back to yesterday and the rhythm dance. Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier.
This was a super complex program, wall-to-wall choreography, quick feet, and they were able to take advantage of their fantastic technical abilities. Often make mistakes early on. I can't say that enough. How delighted they were to get out a clean skate and put up huge numbers in their first outing of the short dance this Grand Prix season.
And just a point behind Madison Hubbell and Zach Donohue.
Another fantastic team, and this is what we were saying off the top. These two teams pushing each other, both with so many qualities. Maddie and Zach, I feel, are much improved. They've already been to the world podium, and they want to get back in Montreal this year, but back and on top this time.
The World Championships in Montreal in the spring. That's what everybody's aiming for. Look at how close it is. Can't wait for this free dance. Canada in line for a medal with Gillis and Poirier. With more, let's go down and check in with Sarah Orlesky.
Well, Rod, just following up on what Tracy said, that Piper and Paul told me they felt that it was a big monkey that was off their back because of some of the struggles that they've had in the past with that first dance when they're at a competition early on in the season. They are here to make a big statement. As Paul said, they have participated at all of the big events. They're done with that now. It is about winning, and that is what their goal is to do here today.
Great chance for that today, Sarah. There they are, Piper and Paul warming up there in the second flight. Day 2, Skate Canada International. We begin it next, and let's dance.
Blades like a hot knife through butter. They are floating.
Canada, United States, boy, head-to-head here.
Boy, knocking on the podium at the World Championships kind of score.
That is making an early season statement. Prospera Place, Kelowna, BC, in the beautiful Okanagan. Back here for Skate Canada International 5 years ago. All the best skaters in the world were here, and the best are back again. Shazam and Flash. And here are the youngsters we'll watch in this first group. Marjorie Lajoie, Zach Lagha. They come into senior skating off of a World Junior Championship, and they said they are not intimidated one bit by the spotlight.
In our attitude, in our way of working into the competition, nothing has changed. It's still the same routine, and we're not going to change it because we feel really comfortable in it. But say it's like more the impression of competition, I think.
Yeah, the kids are all right. The new kids on the dance block. What do you think so far?
Well, I like the way they handled the short dance. Really, they attacked it aggressively, especially as the program grew. You know, at first I got the sense that they were like, oh my goodness, here we are, it's the Senior Grand Prix, and we're at Skate Canada. And as the program worked its way through, so did they. They got going. Really, there's so much to like about this team. Very well matched. Both partners equally strong, and they have fantastic material.
How special is this for this young lady, Haley Sales, along with Nicholas Wamsteeker. Haley grew up here in Kelowna, left around 15 to go to Vancouver and Burnaby to pursue her dreams of being an ice dancer. Her dreams become reality, and the dream continues back home again. World Junior Champions on ice. Skate Canada International. The ice dance is next. Away we go in Kelowna. first medals to be awarded of the 4 disciplines. And leading off, hometown girl, Haley Sales, the 22-year-old from Kelowna. Nicholas Wamsteeker, born in Winnipeg. They train in Burnaby with Megan Wing and Erin Lowe.
Beautiful piece of music. Samson and Delilah. Haley and Nick were 4th at the Canadian Championships. I love their gentleness with this music. Oftentimes the ice dancers want to oversell and it comes off not feeling authentic. This is just beautiful. Terrific entry into that spin, weaving a required element right into the choreography.
How cool is it to be back home? What was it like when you went home to skate for the first time?
Oh, there's nothing like it. Just gives you an extra energy and adrenaline. And they are using that to its full advantage here in this program. It's given them a sharpness and clarity to their movement. Super impressed, Raj, with the improvement in this team since just last season. Again, the use of musical highlights, so effective.
The show started, get the day started from the hometown hero. Haley Sales, Nicholas Wamsteeker, back home again. No place like it. There's Erin Lowe.
Oh, he's done such good work with these two. Champion Megan. I loved this program. I feel like they got the subtleties of the dance. Again, as I said in my commentary, as they started out, they had a sensitivity and a gentleness with the music, which is what the music was demanding, but often skaters failed to hit it. Then as the music grew, so did their performance level. Did an excellent job of combining the required elements, the lifts, the twizzles, spin into the fabric of the program. There, look at that. Turning a spin out of the movements going into it as opposed to an element unto itself. Igor Spielban, who did the choreography, hitting the musical highlights. I love this piece of music. It's a big piece. They were equal to it.
Yeah, in a day and age where so many teams are gravitating towards more modern music, you know, sometimes the classical can get a little tired. We've seen it through the years. They brought it to life, which was terrific. And this is a team that is going to be in a battle at the Nationals. Sales and Wamsteeker. Canada will send 3 teams to Montreal.
Well, you know what? They've come with great material. This free dance is the best work I think they have ever done. I feel like they can be so proud of their efforts. First time out this season, they hit 96 points with this program. I'm betting this is going to go up significantly. Over 100. Well, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Right you are. Well over 100. Good for them. 101-21. And the two scores together, the short and the free skate. That's the number that the rest of the teams will go after here. 164-27. Welcome home, Haley Sales. See these two at the Nationals.
Please welcome the next competitors.
Veuillez accueillir les prochains concurrents.
Representing Russia, Sofia Evdokimova and Igor Bazin.
Sofia Evdokimova, Igor Bazin, Russia. 9th after the short program. 3rd place team at the Russian Nationals. 9th at the European Championships. Have already competed this season at Neapla, where they finished 7th.
Two Russian dance teams in this field, and the competition within the competition as both teams are fighting for that 3rd spot on the podium at Nationals this year and also for the trip to Worlds. Twizzles here, one of 10 required elements in the free dance. And unlike the rhythm dance where there were required rhythms, in the free dance you just have to have a rhythm. It has to be music you can dance to. Also required 3 lifts, a spin, 2-step sequences. Oh, fantastic. Unique low lift. Notice weaving on one foot. This is a required element. Each team will do that element in their dance.
Great indicator. The scoring is in the left-hand corner. Follow along with the technical merit.
And rounding out the 10 elements, choreographic step sequences, spins, or slides, and that was one of them. And you can see there, choreographic step up in the corner. It's given a degree of technical difficulty. You see the base value, BV, the GOE, is awarded by the judges. And that's the quality of the element that they're executing.
The grade of execution.
Success is having only green in that box.
There's a lot of green there for these two from Russia. Battle lines drawn early towards their national championship. Eyes towards Montreal in the spring and the Worlds. One of the Russian teams competing here. We've got a couple of American teams and, of course, two more Canadian teams, Lajoie Lagha and, of course, Gilles Poirier still ahead from Kelowna.
It's a well-executed program. Nice ease across the ice. I feel same in the rhythm dance, Rod. They get a little bit of a distance between them throughout the program. You see the space between the hips, they pace themselves apart, coming back together. And, you know, technically, you want to see the skaters right close together when it's not an element like this, but that they're skating within each other's arms. Quality here, the twizzles, and then right there you can see she gets out of sync, and so that lessens the GOE in the corner. But moments like this stood out, using creativity to express the music.
You know, I go back so many years watching the innovators, Anasina Pezera, born in Kratz, and how many skaters today have still taken some of those maneuvers and made them their own.
Yes, right. Well, they say in dance, whether it's stage or on ice, nothing's original, you know, and it's how you recreate it, how you breathe new life into whatever it is. But I think the key for ice dancers in this sport is you want to do something that sets you apart, that's memorable. So when people think back to the performance, your performance sticks out, and that's how you make a name for yourself. That's what Piper, Gilles, and Paul Poirier have been able to do, the Canadians, year after year.
Hubbell and Donohue in the United States as well. We'll watch them. So their season best. Keep in mind the season is very fresh for everyone. So this team with the second rank.
Second in the free dance. So the Canadians were able to edge them out in the free dance.
Which is a real positive for the Canadian team, but again, it's the two programs added together.
Please welcome the next competitors.
Right now, Sales Wamsteeker second.
Caroline Green and Michael Parsons.
It's one of the American teams, Carolyn Green and Michael Parsons. 16-year-old from Washington. Michael, 24, from the same area in Wheaton, Maryland. Train in Rockville. Brand new team this season. Two skaters who used to skate with their siblings and now found each other.
She was with her brother for 8 years, he his sister for 10, and they have gelled very quickly as a team. Super young at 16 to be in this competition. She's been handling the pressure very well.
boats offshore through the tides of oceans. We are shining in the rising sun. As we are floating in the blue, I am softly watching you. Oh boy, your eyes betray what burns inside you. Whatever I feel for you, you only seem to care about you. Is there any chance you could see me too? 'Cause I love you. Is there anything I could do just to get some attention from you? In the ways of lost every trace of you. Where are you? After all I drifted ashore through the streams of oceans, whispers wasted in the sand. As we were dancing in the blue, I was synchronized with you. But now the sound of love is out of tune. Whatever I feel for you, you only seem to care about you. Is there any chance you could see me too? 'Cause I love you. Is there anything I could do just to get some attention from you? In the ways of lost every trace of you. Where are you?
I'm really impressed with how they've challenged themselves with this choreography. It is not easy, and they're handling it so well, and especially for being together for such a short time.
New this season, new together this season. Starting to chart their own course. Green and Parsons of the United States of America. Here at Skate Canada International. Their coaches at one time, when they saw them casually skate together, Caroline Green and Michael Parsons, said they were two puzzle pieces that were the same shape but needed to move around a little bit to fit together, and it looks like those puzzle pieces are coming together.
And they moved around a lot
Yes, they
in this
did.
performance. Again, I think I like the way they challenge themselves. Here's a look at the twizzle sequence and blasting into it. Speed of rotation. There's no hesitation whatsoever. And I think that was true throughout the program. You are expecting them to be a little bit tentative at times. And you know, actually I saw that more in the rhythm dance. Didn't see it at all in their free dance. Coach Elena Novak, who's here with them, and she looked very pleased, as she should be. And again, one of the things that would help these two is they did come from the same school, so the training they're very familiar with the technique of the coaches, philosophy of the coaches, and I'm sure that helped to bring them together so quickly as a team. Skate America last week, they finished in 7th place.
It's tough too, back-to-back weeks, but that might be a really good thing for a young team. Get on your horse right away. Get at it. Go for it. Get ready for their national championship. You know what I said about, nothing being original, but imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. We're getting to see a lot of the touches of, you know, Davis and White and Virtue and Moyer.
Yes.
And,
yes.
And in costuming and in look and in style. And yeah, it may not be original, but it says a lot about what those skaters left this sport as well.
Well, and the skaters of that caliber show the rest of the kids what's possible. And I think that's the most important thing when you have these wonderful champions at the top of a sport.
104.82. With a total score of
104.82.
Caroline and Michael are currently in first place.
And with their rhythm dance, the short program, it's our good scores, 173.82.
And credit to their coaches, great work with this team.
Hear more about them as this season progresses. Remember, they're fresh.
Representing Russia, Bettina Popova and Sergei Moskov.
Bettina Popova and Sergei Moskov, you know, they've obviously come a long way from Moscow to get here, but they've had a number of issues getting here. And Bettina was joking that the worst thing about traveling was listening to Sergei all day and his jokes, and missed a couple of connections, but they're here. And this is a good team. 6th after the rhythm dance.
Skating to music by Queen. You know, we talked about doing something unique to set yourself apart a little bit, and they brought character into the rhythm dance and their own unique touch to this Bohemian Rhapsody.
a great ending. Wow.
You know, I think their coach, Krylova, Angelika Krylova, excuse me, has really done a masterful job of working with this team. They're a little rough around the edges, but she turned it into character. And this definitely was a program with a bit of an edge, a little bit raunchy in places, but it seemed to suit them. And I think it was a great piece of, a great vehicle for this team.
Well, we're going to go back-to-back Bohemian Rhapsody. Luck of the draw, Flash, and Queen coming up next with the young Canadians. Popova and Mozgov, along with Angelika Krylova.
Well, she enjoyed it. And, you know, if you look at him and his lines, he's, as you said, Rod, he's a rock and roller, so work with it. Don't try to make him something he's not. And I think that's where she's done such a masterful job of really playing to their game, their strength, and who they are. I mean, he's not got sophisticated lines, but the energy they put into the performance, and again, authenticity.
I like them.
Me too, I have to say.
Got lots of ink tattooed out. Saw them yesterday.
And they don't take themselves too seriously or the sport. They get out there, they get into a good piece of music, and just let it go.
He's not a small guy either. I'll tell you what, he's one of the taller ice dancers out there.
You know, if you passed him on the street, you wouldn't look at him and say, that guy's an ice dancer.
No, you wouldn't.
No. And choreography, memorable moments.
You'd say, where's your band playing tonight? And what's the cover? He is a rocker.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing that's so good for a sport is variety.
Yeah. Angelika Krylova's done great work. She was a legendary dancer in her time. And we're going to see more Bohemian Rhapsody. And again, luck of the draw. They do draw. It's not in reverse order. ISU event. So this sixth place team in front of Lajoie and Lagha, who were seventh.
And what happens, what happens with the draw is the top teams, top three teams, draw for the last three skates, and so on up the order.
I'd like to see them change that. I think I've told you before.
No.
You know what I think?
I know.
I'd like to see
total reverse.
No, if you win the program, the short program, you get a choice of where you want to skate, last or second last.
Okay.
Because I think you could put the pressure on then, right?
And everybody would choose second last.
Yes.
Because people don't like waiting that long before they have to skate. Okay, here come the scores now.
102.10.
102.10.
With a total score of 103.5.
So, second in the free. And the rhythm dance makes it a second place showing right now behind Green and Parsons. Very close, though.
Oh, boy.
Look at how close. 28 hundredths between the two. Here's Canada. Marjorie Lajoie, Zachary Lagha, world champions as juniors, stepping up to the senior ranks. Wearing that Freddie Mercury Flash shirt. Have their own Bohemian Rhapsody.
So close together on that 1 foot step sequence.
difficult, so intricate. It's a classic song, of course.
Yeah, and it is chock full of complex choreography, and the way they are skating so close together. Very impressive and technically difficult. My goodness, this is a well-trained team.
Wow. They would have to be exhausted. The battle of the Rhapsodies here in Kelowna at Skate Canada International.
Lajoie and Lagha getting big hugs from Marie-France Dubray, Patrice Lauzon, their coaches. Also coached Romain Hagenauer, who did this brilliant choreography. These two came here saying they just wanted to fit into senior competition. It's a very, very difficult transition to make, especially for the ice dancers and pair skaters. And what do you think? Did they fit? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mamma
they are
mia.
not making this look like it's their first senior Grand Prix. Look at how easily Marjorie just floats around Zach's shoulders, weaving around his body. Again, so close together. For me, that ups the technical difficulty when you can be that tight together and that smooth. Very little tension in the bodies or holds. One little glitch came on their step sequence, affecting the GOE of that element. Here you see the deep carving edges. Oh, and there was just a little stumble there.
See how that affects the total score? Just a classic
You know,
piece
the
of music.
precision.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Precision to be able to move that quickly in and out of the elements. No room for error in the choreography of this performance.
And a piece of music that just resonates with so many, from Queen growing up listening to the movie to Garth and Wayne and Wayne's World, all of those things in the backseat of a car. Zach's a pianist as well. Marjorie's an actress as well. Let's see the scores with Marie-France Dubray, Patrice Lauzon. They've done great work. There's the deduction. They are the leaders in the free skate. And they are the leaders right now. The World Junior Champions have arrived. How about that? Lajoie and Lagha lay it down. That's tough too. Bohemian Rhapsody after Bohemian Rhapsody. And theirs was Rapture Us. They were awesome. Sales and Wamsteeker are currently in 5th, Green and Parsons, and we still have Hubbell and Donohue of the United States. We still have Gilles and Poirier of Canada. They were separated by just a point heading into the free dance. Stay with us.
Blades like a hot knife through butter. They are floating. This spin step is absolutely superb.
If If you are a skating fan and you followed through the years, you've got to love this team. Winter is coming, a Trace, and so too the Canadian Tire National Skating Championships will be in Mississauga. Have all the coverage mid-January, 17th and 18th. Visit skatecanada.ca for tickets. We'll have all the coverage on TSN and CTV. Here's Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier about to embark on a season like no other where they have 20/20 vision.
You know, we want to be on the podium at Worlds, and the only way we're going to get there is if we aim to win every single thing we do. So I think that's really been the focus on really pushing ourselves to get the training we need in order to perform at our best at the competition so that we can get the results we want.
That's the goal. Following in the skate steps, the dance steps of Virtue and Moyer and Weaver and Pojek.
Well, they got off to a good start in the rhythm dance, less than a point behind the leaders. Free dance up next. Speed, power, synchronicity, impressive.
Finally, this is their time, and guess what? They've arrived at the perfect time. Moments away now from this flight to medals. The 2019 Skate Canada International, the Americans leading by less than a point, will be so tight. They will skate right in the middle, so they get a chance to set the tone and put pressure on Gillis and Poirier, who will skate behind them. And it's very interesting the way the draw worked here. Again, the final three teams, top three teams, draw for those final three spots. And Hawayek and Jean-Luc Baker skate last. Up first, Sarah Hurtado, Gilles Khaliavin from Spain begin the day in 5th place.
They're in 5th because their rhythm dance showed signs that it was early in the season when the other teams went very clean. This is a team that represented Spain at the Olympics. Finished 12th at last year's World Championships. This is exquisitely choreographed. Stunning shapes and pictures that they create.
She is from Madrid in Spain, country they skate for. Kirill is from Moscow. Used to skate. Senia Monko, who is now his wife, had to retire because of injury.
Yes, I think it's their best work, but I think it still needs some mileage for them to truly bring it home. Great performance, the Spanish team.
We are live in the second flight, Group B. Gilles and Poirier still to skate. Keep in mind, this team had about a 2-point advantage over Lajoie and Lagha, who are currently the leaders, the young Canadians.
You know, I feel like when I watch Sarah and Kirill interpret this program, feels like every move is newly created for this program. And you know, often you'll see the moves, okay, there's the same twizzles that they did with the other, but with this program, it feels everything's fresh, new. I loved the unpredictability of the choreography. They worked with Antonio Najarro, who's from the Spanish ballet, great master of flamenco. He also did a lot of work with Javier Fernandez and his famous flamenco short program. This is only going to get better with time, and time it needs. There were some moments at the end of the program where they got a little bit slow and you could see just a little bit sloppy, but they can work out those kinks as the season progresses, because as I said, I think this program's a masterpiece.
The Spanish team awaits their marks. And again, we'll relate them to the Canadians, Lajoie and Lagha, L&L. Right after the next team, backstage, the leaders from the United States, Hubbell and Donohue. Bronze medalists at the World Championships. So judges taking their time here. It's likely going to be close. And again, remember, Lajoie and Lagha lag behind these two by 2.27 points. This team brought the house down yesterday with a Blues Brother number, completely different today. The British champions. So apparently there is a review on from the judges, who have the beauty of video replay.
Well, and they're going over the levels of the elements, and it's very difficult in the dance event. You know, if you're looking at those step sequences, you'll have one of the technical specialists concentrate on the woman, the other on the man, and coming up with the exact levels. So, and if this is where it gets really interesting with the Canadian teams, because if the levels come down, that's what will make the difference.
The scores, please.
Les notes, s'il vous plaît.
The free dance score, 107.87.
So they definitely lost some levels. They are going to need to address that.
So their free skate is first, just barely, and they are just ahead of the young Canadians, who at the very worst right now will finish in 6th place. Lajoie and Lagha, same kind of separation, almost 2.8. So now Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson, the Blues Brothers yesterday. Here are the two-time British champions. She's from Greenwich, Connecticut. He's from Prestwick, Scotland. And they are crowd pleasers.
And they pick the music to do just that. This Madonna. nice speed on this 1 foot section. So easy to like. Clean lines. Really working this piece of music. Talk about setting themselves apart. Hey, how do you forget this? Wow.
Innovative.
And they play it perfectly.
They are showstoppers. Who has more fun than this team?
The audience?
Oh, yeah.
And that's what this sports needs, bringing the dance out onto center ice. Lila and Lewis from Great Britain. Well done.
You know who loved that most of all? Lila's grandma.
Oh, yes.
She's in the house.
From Fernie, British Columbia.
This was awesome.
Well, it's just totally in character. I love the way they play it, too. It's not over the top, right? Totally cool and real.
Madonna would love this.
Roman Hagenauer, again, the choreographer. And really finding what these two do best. This is where they're going to pick up huge GOEs, Rod, because the choreography is not so tight and full. It has room to breathe, and because of that, they have clarity with everything they do, and so a judge can look, can see the picture, can see the shape, and extra marks for just how well they do what they did. Look at that.
Unique.
And then start moving out of a stationary list into the rotational left. Lewis was a free skater, fantastic free skater. Was having trouble getting the difficult triples, switched late in a career to dance. I think they found their perfect partners.
Getting some help from Marie-France Debray. Choreography their season best. And we just keep ticking them off one by one. Follow the leader. Fear and Gibson are the leaders.
That's a huge score.
Lila and Lewis
on a rapid rise, Rod.
lose yesterday.
Look out for these two.
Today strike the pose.
Representing the United States.
Will they make the podium?
Madison Hubbell and Zachary Donohue.
There are 3 teams left. See if that number stays up, including this team. The leaders, the world bronze medalists, 4th at the Olympics, Skate America champions last week in Las Vegas, and leading by less than a point heading into this free dance.
Tell me something, boy.
The music of A Star Is Born. Lady Gaga.
Or do you need more? Ain't it hard keeping it so hardcore?
Is that me?
That's you.
Across the ice, into and out of the twizzles. End to end. Impressive.
Tell me something, girl.
Hey,
What?
I just want to take another look at you.
Are you happy in this modern world?
In all the good times, I find myself longing for change.
The stars of United States dance, Hubbell and Donohue.
I'll tell you what, Rod, that's tough to beat.
That is very tough to beat. Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper, Madison Hubbell, Zachary Donohue. Stars born. Well, U.S. champions want to become world champions. Might this be the vehicle? Madison Hubbell and Zachary Donohue with the wildly popular track. It was a very interesting
Did you
mix.
see the movie?
I saw the movie. I love the movie. And it was a very interesting mix that they skated to.
Yes, but you know, a nice variety. They brought out, you know, the dancey part at the beginning, and you know, I think he played this so well. Look at him and the way he moves, and it's just a little ways he works his core to help bring the rhythm of the dance out into this arena. And when you can get the rhythm out like that and the way they do using the music, it brings the audience into it. Flying across the ice from end to end. You know, we've always liked this team because of their raw power, but now they've added finesse to what they've done.
You know what they've got to?
What?
Like the movie, they've got star power.
Yes,
they've got really bright, dazzling, sparkling star power.
Yeah, I mean, I watched this free dance from up here and I feel that it's just, in a word, full, you know, full curves and edges. Their skating fills the arena, and the presence fills the arena.
You can hear Zachary. He's been dealing with a bout of bronchitis for the last few weeks. So think about that.
On top of it.
On top of everything else. And
well, they had to go to Skate America, so had bronchitis, was taking the antibiotics.
They were in Vegas. You're in Vegas. I mean, hey, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas, including a gold medal, which they won. They're trying to bring it to Kelowna. And you can see Zach's really suffering from that bout. Hubbell and Donohue. Here's the number. It's a big number. 123-1-0. Again, they began the day less than a point ahead of the Canadians.
And not as high as they got at Skate America.
206.31. We'll see how the effect of back-to-back weeks works as well with the judges.
Please welcome
Madison Hubbell, Zach Donohue. Zach Donohue at one time used to skate with Piper Gilles a long time ago in the United States. Canadian now, though, with Paul Poirier. This is their time, they say. Virtue and Moyer have retired. Weaver and Poget not competing. Piper Gilles and Paul Poirier.
Skating to a well-known piece by Joni Mitchell.
And dreams and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way that you feel as every fairy tale comes through. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. And you leave them laughing when you go. And if you can, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take. Still somehow shake their heads and they tell me that I've changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I have looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all. I really don't know life. I really don't know life at all.
Canadian icon, Joni Mitchell. Canadian iconic dance team now, Piper Gilles and Paul Poirier, who have taken soft and made it so powerful. They did it last year with Starry Night, and now they've done it again.
Soft and subtle and skated perfectly. Really created a moment here in Kelowna.
Backstage, Hubbell and Donohue. Patrice Lauzon going over the scores on the judging monitor. We'll be back. So the battle for gold really lies right here, and it was so close coming in. Still have another dance team after this, but you'd have to figure it's between Gilles and Poirier and Hubbell and Donohue. So its star is born against Joni Mitchell.
Well, they floated through this performance. There was no tension in the bodies, on the blade. Elegant skating, effortless skating. And what a wonderful variety that we have had in this competition. And what a moment these two created.
Yeah, you talk variety. I mean, from back-to-back Bohemians to all of the differences from classical to modern to this Grammy Award winner, Juno Award winner, Joni Mitchell.
And it's going to come down to, I believe, technical precision. And when you saw Hubbell and Donohue and Patrice looking at the monitors, they were looking at the levels, the degree of difficulty, because that's what can vary the score most drastically in terms of placement. These two, I don't think, could have skated that performance better. Coach Carol Lane, Yuris Razguliev is back at home in Scarborough.
Well, we'll know shortly. You saw the scores in the upper left, and remember, there is still another component mark that could change the ultimate placement, because presentation marks are still a determining factor. There's one team still to skate, and maybe they can shock these two teams, Hawayek and Baker, but you'd have to think it comes down to Hubbell and Donohue versus Gilles and Poirier. And so now we know if they finish first in the free, they are first overall, and they could win gold.
The free dance score, 126.43 in new season's best for them.
Guess what?
With the total score,
Yes way. Yes way.
Harper and Paul are currently in first place.
Message sent. Hubbell and Donohue watching. Looks like gold for Canada. Boy, we did see both sides, didn't we?
From the final competitors.
From Hubbell and Donohue to Gilles and Poirier, and they have built a strong lead.
Caitlin Hawayek and Jean-Luc Baker.
You never know. Caitlin Hawayek, Jean-Luc Baker. They know it's tough, though. Rise up. They want to stay on the podium. Might be able to challenge Hubbell and Donohue here. Final dancers in Kelowna.
Flamenco meets Beethoven's Fifth. Two skated in Kelowna last time Skate Canada was here 5 years ago. What a different team they are now. Sensational piece of work choreographed by Marie-France Dubray, Sam Chouinard. Will they be able to stay on the podium?
Kaylin Hawayek and Jean-Luc Baker.
Such characters. Disco in the rhythm dance, Maria Antoinette and flamenco in the free dance. Their marks when we come back.
Kaylin Hawayek, United States team. Watched her brother play ice hockey growing up, started skating. Jean-Luc Baker used to be on the ice when his mom was skating. She was a dancer.
I skated
in Calgary
with her.
at the Olympics.
I know.
Represented Great Britain, and here they are now. Will they stay on the podium? Will they challenge Hubbell and Donohue? Unlikely based on that point total we saw.
Well, what we're seeing from this team, which is what I love, is they're bringing their personalities into play. They both have wonderful senses of humor, a little bit of mischievous, unconventional. And we saw that worked into this sophisticated choreography. Again, unpredictable choreography, unique, kept the audience riveted to what they were doing. Nuanced arm positions. Hasn't it been an unbelievable competition?
How difficult for this team to skate after the top two skate. How difficult for Hubbell and Donohue to skate back-to-back weeks. Especially in lieu of the illness, but also in front of judges. How difficult for Gilles and Poirier to lay it down in a pressure-packed environment, send some messages.
I think you come into an arena like this, and we've talked about the buzz here in Kelowna, and for any skaters, and particularly the ice dancers, it's just such an opportunity to put on a show. And the way you have to play it is you get inspired by each great performance, and you try to rise up, and this audience, well, they're the beneficiaries of this wonderful work by these dancers.
7,000 people here watching. Thousands and millions around the world this week. Look at this. Their free skate. They will fall off the podium. Hawayek and Baker will finish fourth. And for the first time ever, Piper Gilles and Paul Poirier will wear gold at a Grand Prix event. First ever win, Gilles and Poirier. So many times silver, so many times bronze, so many times off the podium. No longer. They are champions at Skate Canada. Hubbell and Donohue take the silver. Fear and Gibson, how about that win for that British team? Crowd favorites, they get a bronze medal here. Hawayek and Baker finished fourth. Lajoie Lagha, how about that? Their first competition. They are in sixth position, but all the talk about what you do early in the season, how it will set you up for the Worlds, how will it set you up? Piper and Paul, first time ever Grand Prix champions, Skate Canada champions, and they are golden. They are golden. And you saw that raw emotion at the end of their performance, and certainly in the kiss and cry. We will chat with the champions, who must be overcome with joy, when we come back to Kelowna. The spicy peas here today, and Piper and Paul, and an afternoon of firsts for Canada and for Great Britain.
Well, it was just such I'm still stunned by the quality of the dance, quite frankly. I mean, the variety, it was such a show for this audience. For Piper and Paul, boy, that has been a long time in the works. And they've put down some fantastic programs over the years. So great for them to come away with a big win here and to start off the season exactly how they wanted it. Just an incredible afternoon.
And we had a bronze medal that probably felt like gold for the great British duo of Lila and Lewis. Fear and Gibson.
You know, and this is a team that has done such a great job of
some of their technical marks, and was that what cost them some of the technical components that didn't get graded as well?
It was the quality of the elements where they lost the edge to Piper and Paul. But however, this is a program that is sort of more ragged in nature. I think they're got some time to go back and rework it, because they know now in their loss to Gilles and Poirier, they definitely have work to do.
Gilles and Poirier's first ever Grand Prix win. They've been knocking on the door so long. People have been standing in the doorway, though.
They didn't put a foot wrong. It was so smooth, ethereal, the kind of program that was over in an instant. It didn't feel actually like a full free dance. It was over so quickly, beautifully skated, and so it was the quality of what they did that gave them the edge, and they did cast a spell in this arena.
Pure Canadian gold for Piper Gilles and Paul Poirier, who are with Sarah Orlesky.
Piper and Paul, you said going into this week, it's not just about participating for you guys anymore. It's about winning. When you saw your score come up, what did you think?
Again, we've never seen a score that high before in our lives or partnership, so again, it was very, very exciting. Both of us have put so much time and effort into training coming here, and you know, we've made all the right changes, all the right sacrifices to be where we are today, and I'm just very happy to be able to celebrate it with Paul and a Canadian crowd.
Paul, what worked so well for you two today?
I think for the two of us, it was really about having confidence in each other and having confidence in our team. Our coaches, Carol and Eurus and John, and we've all really rallied together after the Challenger event to figure out how are we going to be the best ready for the Grand Prix. And we made a plan and we stuck to it. And it's really about having that team around us and having each other and believing in those things.
Congratulations, you two.
Thank you so much.
Starry night last year. Both sides now this year. Gold for Gilles and Poirier in Kelowna. Does it get any better than that? Beautiful day in the Okanagan Valley, Kelowna, BC. Second time that Skate Canada has come here to this great place, and what a great start today. Canada wins a gold medal. Piper Gilles, Paul Poirier win the dance. We have the women's free skate coming up shortly. And don't forget, later tonight, there will be a buzz that you can feel maybe all the way to Japan in this building tonight, because Yuzu Hanyu is back. There are so many Japanese fans here who have made the trek. And as we look ahead to tonight, let's look back earlier today. This was practice. This is practice. We're talking about practice.
and
practice.
Early in the morning.
Look at the people. Every eye, every mobile device, every camera on this young man.
Yeah, he's going through his program.
He's pretty good, I think.
Yeah, do you think? Just kind of getting a feel, lining up. All right, here it comes. Quad toe. Yeah, it feels pretty good. Yeah, not bad. And triple flip.
I was watching some
Just
of the
like
skaters, you know, they bow afterwards and everybody applauds. And I was watching one of the skaters who was bowing, will remain nameless right now. And he's thinking, boy, I'm getting a nice round of applause here. I'm up there. And he looks behind him. There's Yuzu taking bows. He goes, oh, all right. So much for that. Let's go back to last night, though, when Yuzu and the men brought the house down at Prospera Place, including Nam Nguyen of Canada.
And that was a quad sow triple toe. His quad sow has been on the money in practice, and we saw it in the short program. A more disciplined approach, noticeably more disciplined approach to his skating this year.
Also, right up next to Yuzu, Camden Pulkkinen. I say next to, even though Yuzu's built a healthy lead. How about this skate?
He had the skate of his life, absolutely the skate of his life in the short program. A beautiful piece of music, Josh Groban, and he's hoping to follow that up here with his free skate.
Oh, and then this guy, old what's his name.
Here's the triple axel. You know, and he doesn't just go backwards and then step into a triple axel. He does it out of a counter. And it's the hidden difficulties that just add up. A little forward on the landing of his quad toe, triple toe, but worked the music, choreography by Jeff Buttle like an absolute master.
Yeah, he's a magician, Yuzuru Hanyu. Look at the lead. I mean,
he's got a super ambitious free skate planned for us with four quads planned for his free skate.
And again, a big lead. The only way he's going to lose that lead is if he misses the bus. This is last night. The cameras, the mics, and the charming Yuzuru Hanyu, young man who wants to make it the hat trick by winning back-to-back gold medals at the Olympic Games, which has never been done before in men's skating.
And you know what he's never done before? He's been to Skate Canada a number of times. Yuzuru Hanyu has never won gold at Skate Canada. So that's what's on his mind here.
And on the mind of many, the women coming up next. Veronique Millet, Alicia Pinault, and Gabby Daleman for Canada, and a Japanese skater also leading the way. The women coming up from Kelowna.